Digital Chemistry class. Today class will discuss manufacturing of glass. What is glass? What are the properties of glass? What are the composition of glass and uses of glass? We have already learned in the previous class. Today class will discuss the steps involved during the manufacturing of glass and explain also different varieties of glass according to the composition of glass. What are the prerequisites for the glass? You know what is glass, what are the composition of glass, what is the properties of glass, what is hard glass and soft glass, what are the composition of this hard glass and soft glass and uses of this hard glass and soft glass. What are the topics to be covered in today's lecture? This lecture will just discuss components of glass. That means what are the raw materials used for the production of glass, what are the different steps involved during the manufacturing of glass, what is the classification of glass, that means the types and varieties of glass on the base of composition, then composition of different types of glasses and uses of different types of glasses, and also you can in this class you can distinguish the uses of glasses according to their composition. What are the learning outcomes after the class? Each and every student describe the components required for the manufacturing of glass. That means what are the raw materials required for the manufacturing of glass. Then explain different steps involved during the manufacturing process of glass. Distinguish the properties and application of different varieties of glasses as per their composition, and also the uses of different variety of glasses in our daily life and also in laboratories and also for some other purposes. Let us discuss the components for manufacturing of glass. What are the raw materials required for the manufacturing glass that we discuss in this slide? See there are the different components required for the manufacturing glass. First one is your formers. These are the formers, these are the starting raw materials required for the production of glass: silicon oxide, boron trioxide, phosphorus pentoxide, gallium oxide, vanadium pentoxide, arsenic oxide and strontium oxide. So these formers will form a network, and this during the melting process these raw materials will melted. Then there are some fluxes which these are also known as softeners: sodium oxide, potassium oxide, lithium oxide, aluminum oxide and boron oxide and cesium oxide. There are the softener used as the softeners or fluxes during the manufacturing or production process of glass. These materials mainly reduce the melting temperature of formers. Then there are some stabilizers or modifiers added to provide chemical resistance to glass during the manufacturing process. These are calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, aluminum oxide, lead oxide, strontium oxide, barium oxide, zinc oxide and zirconium oxide. Then if you require to produce some colored glasses, so some coloring agents are required. We'll discuss in the previous coming slide what are the different coloring salts required for different color glasses. Then there are some fining agents and also coolants are broken. These are the broken glass pieces. They are added to these formers during the manufacturing of glass during the melting process. Let us discuss the function of raw materials for manufacturing of glass. So this silicon oxide, boron oxide and phosphorus oxide, these are the main important components present in glass. These are the most common type of glass formers. The use of silica in glass production is very wide, because the melting temperature in silica is too high. That is 1600 to 1725 degrees centigrade. Then to reduce this processing temperature of silica, different types of fluxes such as sodium oxide and lead oxide are used. What are the role of these fluxes? The addition of fluxes to silica reduces the cost of processing of glass, and also but results in the degradation properties of the glass. Then sodium carbonate and calcium carbonate, these are also commonly used process. Potash glass is more dense than sodium glass. When we discuss the different variety glass, then one is potash glass and sodium glass. This soda glass, this potash glass is more denser than the soda glass. So to overcome this problem, these different varieties of modifiers or intermediate or stabilizers such as boron oxide, sodium, boron, magnesium, titanium and calcium is used to modify the properties of the glass. During the manufacturing of glass, different colorants are also used to maintain the color in the final produced glass. The amount of iron oxide present in the glass as an impurity result in the unintentional change in color of the glass. If iron oxide will present, then the whatever color of the glass you want to prepare, then there is some change in color of the glass. The other type of colorants used for the manufacturing of glass are gold and silver. This type of colorants change glass color by forming colloids in glass. As the raw material melt and react inside the furnace, so carbon dioxide and water emission takes place, which causes the formation of bubbles. So these fining agents such as arsenic, antimony oxide, potassium and sodium nitrate, these are the modifiers or stabilizers are used during as a raw material to remove the bubbles formed because of formation of carbon dioxide and water. The high temperature and low viscosity is maintained to raise the gas bubbles at the upper surface of melting process so that can be removed from the melt. Fining is also an important property, important characteristics or important step during the manufacturing of glass because it controls the or it maintains the homogeneity of glass by eliminating the bubbles. So these are the different steps involved during the manufacturing. These are the different components involved during the manufacturing of glass. Let us discuss different manufacturing steps of glass. During the manufacturing of glass, there are 4 steps are involved. First one is melting in furnace, then forming and shaping, then annealing, then finishing. So the raw material first will undergo melting, then after melting it will undergo another step, that is forming, then it will go annealing, then inspection and testing, then secondary processing, that means finishing occur at this stage. So then packing and warehousing and shipping of the produced glass. So these are the different manufacturing steps involved during the production of. Let us discuss the first step involved during the manufacturing of glass, that is the melting process. The raw materials in proper proportion are mixed with the pullets. What are pullets? Pullets are the broken piece of glasses that are mixed with the raw materials. Then it is grinded to fine powder and the mixture, homogeneous mixture, that is called intimate mixture, that is called batch. It will fuse in a furnace at high temperature of 1800 degrees centigrade. Then this charge melts and fuses into a viscous liquid. What is the reaction going on during the melting process? You see here the silicon oxide we are taking as a former. So this calcium carbonate and silicon oxide that will react converted into calcium silicate and carbon dioxide, and sodium carbonate plus silica that will converted into sodium silicate and carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide will remove during the process. So this carbon dioxide, after removal of this carbon dioxide, that will the product will decolorize, like manganese oxide are added to remove the traces of ferrous compound and carbon present in the mixture. So if you want to prepare the color glass, then different color salts are added in this during this stage. So what are the color salts required for the formation for different colored glasses? If we want to prepare yellow color glass, so ferric salt will be added. If you want to prepare green color glass, then ferrous and chromic salts will be added. For blue color glass, cobalt salts will be added. For purple color glass, manganese dioxide will be added. Nickel salts and cuprous oxide will be added for production of red color glass. For fluorescent greenish or yellowish color glass, uranium oxide will added. Then cryolite or calcium phosphate is added for production of milky white, opaque milky white glasses. So these are the different salts which are added for production of different colored glasses. So then heating is continued to for up to formation of a clear molten glass that will be free from bubbles. This carbon dioxide will be a moisture that will be produce bubbles. So heating will continue till this molten mass will free of bubbles. Then it will cool up to 800 degrees centigrade. So this is the main process during the manufacturing of glass. Then the next step involved during the manufacturing of glass is forming and shaping. The viscous mass obtained after the melting process is poured into the molds to get different types of articles or desired shape. This desired shape will occur either by blowing or pressing between the rollers. Then next step is annealing. So what is annealing? These glass articles are then allowed to cool gradually at room temperature by passing through different chambers with descending temperature. So what is the aim of this process? During annealing process, it reduces the internal strain of the glass. So this during forming and shaping, different shaped glass will form, and during this annealing process, the internal strain during the production of glass, it will be reduced. Then the final step during the manufacturing of glass is finishing. During finishing, it involves the following steps: cleaning, grinding, then polishing, then cutting and sandblasting. So these are the different steps involved during the finishing process of glass. Let us discuss the different types of glass according to the composition. The main glass is soda lime glass, that is also known as soft glass. This about 90% of the glass we are used, that is soda lime glass, which is made with silica, that means sand, calcium carbonate and soda ash. The main composition of this soda lime glass is sodium carbonate, calcium oxide and silicon oxide. This glass, soda lime glass, is cheap, that is low cost. It has resistance to water, but it has no resistance to acids. This glass will melt easily, and it can also be worked at hot temperature. What are the uses of this glass? These are used for window glass, electric bulbs, for plate glass, for bottles, jars, cheaper tablewares, test tubes and reagent bottles used in the laboratory. See, these are the glasses made up of soda lime glass. Then another variety of glass is potash lime glass, which is also known as hard glass. This glass is made up of silica, calcium carbonate and potassium carbonate. The main composition of this glass is potassium carbonate, calcium oxide and silicon oxide. This glass in soda lime glass, here it was sodium carbonate, but in potash lime glass, here it was potassium carbonate. This glass has high melting point. It fuses with difficulty. These glasses has more resistance to acids and alkaline and also other solvents than the ordinary glass. Ordinary glass has no resistance towards acid and alkaline, but these glasses have resistance towards acid, alkaline and other solvents. What are the uses of this glass? These glasses are more costly than the soda lime glass and used for chemical apparatus, combustion tubes and the glassware used for the heating operation in the laboratories. So see this is the example is here the electric bulb. This is also made up of our potash lime glass. Let us discuss what is lead glass. This is also known as flint glass. This glass is made up of lead oxide clogged with silica and potassium carbonate is used here instead of sodium oxide. The main composition of this is potassium carbonate, lead oxide and silicon oxide. To get dense optical glasses, about 80% lead oxide is used during the manufacturing of lead glass. This lead glass has low substitution temperature and then the soda glass and high refractive index. This glass has also good electrical properties. It is bright, lustrous and possesses high specific gravity. See, this is the this apparatus. This is the vessel is made up of lead glass. What are the uses of this? These are used for high quality table wires, optical lenses, neon sign tubings, cathode ray tubes, electrical insulators, crystal art objects or cut glasses. This glass is also used for windows and also shields for protection against X-rays and gamma rays during the medical and also in atomic energy fields. That means this lead glass has resistance towards X-rays and gamma rays. So it is used in atomic energy reactors and also in medical or in hospitals. Let us discuss another important glass which you are mainly familiar in laboratories, that is borosilicate glass. It is also known as Pyrex or Jena glass. So it is a common hard glass, contains silica and boron with small amount of alumina and also less alkaline solids. So what are the composition of this borosilicate glass? It contains around 80.5% of silicon oxide, 13% of boron oxide, 3% of aluminum oxide, 3% of potassium oxide and 0.5% of sodium oxide. These glasses have low thermal coefficient of expansion and high chemical resistance. That means this glass is shockproof. What are the uses of this glass? This glass is used as a superior laboratory apparatus. Generally, the normal glasses we are used for the normal test tubes, normal conical flasks. But borosilicate glass flasks or borosilicate glass test tubes, they can be a high temperature. So industrial use pipelines for corrosive liquids, gauge glasses and laboratory apparatus, kitchen wires, chemical plants, television tubes, electrical insulators, there is use of this borosilicate glass. See, these are the different laboratory apparatus, these are the conical flasks which are made up of borosilicate glass. In laboratory, you can also find in the glasses, the glasswares which are made up of borosilicate, it will written over there, this is the borosilicate glass. Then next is your aluminosilicate glass. This is the composition of this type of glasses. It also contain 55% of silicon oxide, 23% of aluminum oxide, 9% magnesium oxide, 7% boron oxide, calcium oxide 5% and nearly 1% of sodium oxide and potassium oxide. This type of glass possesses exceptionally high subtaining temperature. What are the uses of this glass? This glass is used for high pressure mercury discharge tubes, chemical combustion tubes and certain domestic equipment. Tablets, mobile phones covers, these are also made up of this aluminosilicate glass. Let us discuss other type of glasses. One is optical or Cooper's glass. See, this glass contains phosphorus, lead carbonate, silicate, cerium oxide. This glass has the property to absorb harmful UV rays. Then this glass is also given homogeneity by heating in it for a large time period. These glasses have low melting point and relatively soft in comparison to other glasses. What are the uses of this Crookes glass? This glass is used for making optical lenses. Then another type of glass is polycrystalline glass. It is a new variety of glass which is produced by adding nucleating agents to conventional glass and then shaped into desired form. This glass is subjected to heating where nucleating agents forms large number of microcrystallites. This glass is not ductile. It exhibits high strength and considerable hardness. This glass is used for special purpose. It is for making specialized articles. See, these are the optical glasses and this is also using the making optical lenses. Then this is a one example of polycrystalline glass. So in the coming class, we will discuss different types of commercial glasses. So what are the different types of commercial glasses? what are their composition and what are their uses and what are the properties. So what are the reference for this class? You can follow Industrial Chemistry by E. Stuckey, and also these are the reference you can follow in internet, whatever I have used for making preparing this slide. Thank you all.